suppose here my subnet is 192.168.1.1.0/24, right? And I will not use subnet from class C. Generally in real time, maybe I will be using class A IP address, and through subnetting I will be defining the subnet. So on any router, anywhere in my company, if I want to summarize the routing table, I can do it very easily, right? Summarization. In this case, you can see through subnetting, can you summarize these two subnet? No, these two are classful network, not classless network. What I am saying here, my subnet is this one, here this one, here IP address is 12.1, and here IP address is 12.2. Correct? Here is the user using IP address 192.168.1.1, and let's say gateway 192.168.1.100. Here is another user 192.168.2.1, and gateway is 192.168.2.100, right? And like LAN users are complaining, I'm not able to talk with 2.0, right? Let's suppose there is one department, right? There is again VLAN. Maybe I have already again subnetted this large network into multiple network, and based on VLAN we have department. So user from any department is complaining, I'm not able to access a server, and let's say that server is here in server room, which is in this subnet, right? Let's say in VLAN 100, and you have access to router 1 and router 2. How you will troubleshoot? What will be your first step in routing? For the trouble, you want to verify the routing. That is the first thing which you will verify. If the complete subnet is or complete department is down, there is high chance of routing issue. How you will troubleshoot? If you are going to check connectivity from R1 to this subnet, this IP address, what will be the source?
12.1.
12.1, absolutely, right? So from this interface it is reachable, but sometimes this can be WAN. Let's suppose here is ISP, the public network, in between router 1 and both are at different side. Here IP address is, now let's suppose 13.1 or 21.2, 21.2, right? Between router 1 and router 2 I am using 12 subnet, and between router 2 and router 1, now you can see both are in different subnet, but both are using public IP address, so both will be reachable with each other. You can ping 20.2 from 12.1, it will work. And your company network LAN is reachable from the WAN interface, means from the interface which is connected with public network ISP. ISP is well, right? There is no issue from ISP side. If you are getting the proper delay, that means even the link quality or this transport quality is good. Now you need to check, is there any issue on my LAN interface, right? Maybe there can be layer 2 error, right? Like let's say CRC error, or there is collision on the interfaces we have seen, right? These all errors. If there is any error because of that, network is slow or not behaving well, performance is not good, right? That's why users are complaining that I'm not able to access application. So from the WAN you have verified there is connectivity, no problem, routing is working fine. Now from the LAN, how you will do that? You have to change the source address manually in the ICMP packet, because you know ping uses ICMP. We also know how ICMP work, like later when we'll understand the quality of service, let's suppose, at that time you will understand that means ping means ICMP is more important protocol than user, right? Because if users are not accessing, then router should first process ICMP packet. Very powerful protocol. It should be on high priority always. Getting my point? Your ICMP traffic should be on high priority. Because of QS, if ICMP packet will get dropped, right, then you can imagine like troubleshooting is going to be tough, very tough. You can't check connectivity even. So in the ICMP you can change the source. Through laptop also you can change, right, from the client machine. If you want to test, let's say you have asked to the client machine, hey, please give me the remote access of your system, I want to check the connectivity by myself. Sometimes you will take the remote access of employees as well, because you are the technical team. If there is technical issue, you have to troubleshoot only. right? No one else is going to troubleshoot. So you should have knowledge of ICMP as well, that how ICMP works. If there is issue because of that, if ICMP is not behaving well, then you can not identify the issue easily. ICMP telling us multiple things like connectivity. Okay, connectivity is there, means IP reachability, routing is there. There is no issue with routing, whatever we are going to learn in routing. At the same time, it is telling you the delay, right? Means you can measure the quality of any link as well, right? Or any path, because you know the trace route as well. You can trace route the path, and then you can check the quality of that path. This monitoring is going to be, guys, easy in the SDN network. When we will talk about SDN, you will see the monitoring of network is nowadays very easy, right? Through SDN, monitoring and troubleshooting. But you can only troubleshoot if you know how these troubleshooting tools work, routing bugs. So that was the thing what I was trying to make you understand, that sometime you will ping directly from the exit interface, sometime you will change the source, and in the ping don't we only have these two options. If I will show you, let's suppose here I have a router connected with another router number 2, and let me do it. Even if I want, router should not perform fragmentation. How many of you know the fragmentation? Fragmentation can also reduce the performance of your network. Performance means dividing large size of data at layer 3 by router, like segmentation. Which protocol performs segmentation? TCP. What is segmentation? Dividing large size of data into a smaller part of data based on MSS, maximum segment size. And how maximum segment size calculated? Maximum MSS equals total MTU, means minimum MTU between source and destination, minus 40 bytes. 20 bytes for IP header, 20 bytes for TCP header. We know these all things. We have discussed this in detail. Correct? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Here in the ICMP or ping, can I tell to the client machine that do not allow router to perform fragmentation, right? Don't allow to divide large size of data into a smaller part, because see, you are troubleshooting the quality. What you need? You need the maximum performance. If router is performing fragmentation, that what I told you, because of that your network can get slow, right? Low performance, will work at low performance. So you want to check, you can do that in ping only. When you will generate ping ICMP traffic, you can say on DF bit. DF bit is nothing but, remember the TCP IP header. In the IP header we had discussed flag. One flag was don't fragment flag.
Don't fragment.
More fragment flag. And here I can say don't fragment this packet, right? Means your router or PC will on any bit. If you want to on don't fragment, you can on it. If you want fragment, you can on it. Means you can even control the headers information, right? The flags. In the TCP also we had seen, in IP header also we had seen flag. We can play with those flags through ICMP protocol, through ping command. So is it useful or not useful? Based on your understanding of networking, enterprise networks, you know the size is going to be large. ICMP is very important tool, protocol.
So we have this MTU size. Is that the one that you're talking, 1500 bytes?
By default, MTU size on the router is 1500 bytes. 1500 bytes. See, if I will generate any traffic from this PC whose size is 200 byte, what will happen? What will happen? Can anyone tell me if I am going to generate a traffic whose size is 2000 bytes? At
It
application
will,
layer, let's say I have generated data.
The, the first 1,005 will be sent, and then the next 500 will be sent.
yeah,
No.
yeah, but on
Okay,
top
tell
of
me
there
who
should
will
be an
perform, which
encapsulation of.
protocol will perform, will perform division? Which protocol will divide?
It will be
TCP.
layer 4 TCP because the TCP is layer 4 protocol, not
Very good, very good.
layer
And
3.
if it is ICMP
Um,
data,
it's layer 7
then which router will divide?
application layer. It'll still come down. If it's your segmentation, it's going to be at layer 4 by
Now router is
TCP.
going to, divide it. Fragmentation.
Yeah, of course. The router is the one performing the
Because
routing,
now there
yes.
is no TCP, right? No one knows what is the
Yeah,
minimum MTU between source and destination. No one
yeah.
knows. So here router,
Then whatever the set value,
correct.
which is essentially
So
whatever
the
router has is going to
which
divide.
protocol will perform fragmentation or which device will perform fragmentation? Answer is depends on traffic. If it is TCP based traffic, then transport layer, because TCP protocol already have information of minimum MTU. If it is UDP based traffic or layer 3, layer 2 traffic, then fragmentation router will perform division. Now let me configure this scenario here. I am just going to configure one subnet 10.1.1, or let me say 192.168.1.0/24. Let's use last IP address always as a gateway IP address. Okay, I want to fix these things, right, to avoid confusion, right? So when we will use last IP address for gateway always, last IP address means .254,
254.
right? It will be easy, right? At the BGP classes at that level, you will have, like, you will remember it always, right? Even I don't need to write the default gateway IP address. So here on this router, actually this is not PC, this is router, but I am using it as a AND device. Sometimes you will use router as an AND device as well. When? Anyone? When I will use router as a gateway device?
When it's a CPE, customer premise equipment, usually.
Let's suppose I only want to use this router as a DHCP server, right? This router is end of life. We have removed from our core network. Now this is wastage, right? Let's suppose in a small site or somewhere DHCP or device is required where we can configure DHCP pool. I can use my router as a end device. I can disable the routing feature. I can configure the default gateway IP address so that outside user can also access, outside network user can also get IP address from this server. And this is only acting as a, even whatever resources we have on the router, if you want to install Windows operating system there, you can do that. That is hardware. Some router support virtualization, some router doesn't support. No IP routing, IP default gateway. Default gateway will be 192.168.1.254. Last IP address. Now from here, I will be using last IP address from the gateway as a, last IP address from the subnet as a gateway. Interface F0/0, no SUT, and IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. Nothing else. Write the configuration, and on router number 1 also I am going to configure just only IP address. I want to show you some troubleshooting feature, you can say, or utility. IP address 192.168.1.254.255 255.0. See, from the PC1, I want to check connectivity, that my gateway is reachable or not. Router is reachable or not. So 192.168.1.254. This is very
No,
simple. Hmm? What happened?
no,
No, sir.
F1/0, no shut.
Sorry. Yeah. Now ping will work. It will send how many ICMP packet? If I am going to
5.
enter
Ideally 5.
5. Success rate is
The first one will fail usually for the discovery.
what is the amount of rate?
80%.
80%. Sometime because of performance also you will get. Now you know it is because of
Yes.
ARP, right?
Yeah.
So don't believe
Yeah.
on first ping always.
Yeah. Always do second, third.
Okay. And now you can see 100%. Even you can see the delay now. Average delay is changed. So don't believe in. If I want to send only one packet, one ICMP packet, here I can say repeat 1. Now it will only send 1. And if I want to send 100, I can say 100, or 1000, I can say 1000 also. Why I will use this? Why I will ping any IP address 1000 times? Anyone have idea?
To check throughput or like various reasons. One of them could
Any
be to see the
fluctuation?
turnaround time, any fluctuation,
Even
to
on the switch
cover
also,
a
let's say
longer time.
between these two devices, if there is whatever devices are there, load balancer, firewall, switch, we can check fluctuation on all the devices. That continuously we are pinging for 5 minutes, sometime for 10 minutes you will be sending ICMP traffic doing troubleshooting, and see you have sent 1000 traffic, you got reply for all 1000, and this time delay is 20. Here in the simulation you will not get the exact delay like production, but this is for learning right now. Now second thing, repeat, and then here you can see you can configure the value from this range. Now put question mark here. See what it's saying. I can set the size. Okay, by default maybe it was sending 100 bytes of data. I was not aware, right? The actual, you can check the actual ICMP request header size and TCP UDP, TCP or UDP. Here TCP UDP is not there, means IP header and ICMP. That's it. Size based on that 2000. So I am able to ping with size 2000. It means what? It means segmentation and those all things is also working fine. Fragmentation, maybe router is fragmented and fragmentation is also working fine. Let me see any fragmentation is happening. Let's suppose delay should be less. So let me check any fragmentation happening. I am going to say don't fragment. Oh, now you can see ping is not working. It means what? It means fragmentation is happening in
There's
your
some
network.
fragmentation somewhere. Yeah.
So here you can improve the performance, right? You can check and configure this. See, enabling routing protocol or routing is not the task. Enabling protocol in such a way so that you can get the maximum performance. I am always telling you this, always and always. Whatever protocol we have learned, STP, we have not only learned enabling STP, how to enable, we learn how to control the topology, so that if requirement will be there in front of you, based on that you can configure. So we are not just going to configure routing or going to enable the routing. Here you can see. So these features are available in ICMP. I'm expecting you all are now expert in the ICMP, knows everything. How works, even trace route also. So now let's suppose here I have one scenario. See, how many of you know the importance of redundancy? You all know, right? Because we have talked about this many times. So let's suppose here I have one small LAN or big LAN, doesn't matter, connected on router. When I am saying LAN, if you want to imagine real enterprise, just remember our last switching topology, right? Just imagine both distribution layer switches are connected with this router. See here I have summarized everything. You can see even I have summarized the subnet. I was using lots of subnet as per VLAN. Here I am using single sub. Why? Because I want to teach you. I want to teach you the routing here properly, and it is very important to go below syllabus sometime, because like we think, similarly our networking devices also think, and they communicate only. So 192.168.1.0/24 one LAN, and one LAN is over here on router number 2. Now these two sides can be at different side, guys. It can be at same side as well, right? Inside the building, inside multiple building, right? It can be campus network. Doesn't matter. So doesn't matter how you are going to connect router 1 and router 2 here. Maybe through internet, maybe through MPLS transport, any transport, doesn't matter. LTE, Metro Ethernet, whatever, even the old technology, token ring and those all, doesn't matter. If router 1 and router 2 both are reachable, means if you are pinging to the IP address of router 2 from router number 1, if you are pinging and you are getting the response, if there is connectivity, you can configure routing, but reachability must be there, right? Doesn't matter, sometimes the router will be directly connected with each other, R1 and R2, right? If both are in same campus. But then also after configuring IP address, many time even our routing module, you will see I will be troubleshooting this. Just I have connected to router, here I have configured IP address 12.1.1 and here 12.1.2, but ping will not work. 12.1 is not able to ping 12.2. How you will do check that? Through ping. Doesn't matter about here anything. If these two IP addresses are reachable, we can configure routing. And here routing comes in picture, see, because by default what you know, router is going to store network information in the routing table. Both router is maintaining routing table, and in the routing table how many subnets are there? How many subnet are there on router number 1? Let's say
2.
2 subnet only, right? But total how many subnets are there in my network?
4.
Sometime in production you will
Or
have
no.
1000 total subnet, and all 1000 subnets should be there in the routing table of each and every router. On some router, if there is no user to access some subnet, let's say there is no traffic, in that case you will perform route filtering as well, means you will filter something from the routing table of router. Why? Let's suppose this is my scenario, but this user never talk to this user only access internet or access data center, they never communicate with each other, and you have configured the routing, earlier they were talking, right? Or you are running any dynamic routing protocol, let's say OSPF. So OSPF is automatically route is going to exchange automatically on OSPF. Router 2 will learn this network, but no one is forwarding traffic. Don't you think this is unwanted route in the routing table of router? How many of you are thinking?
Yes.
Unwanted, yes. So you will filter it as well, right? But now we are talking about adding on F0/0. See, 192.168.1.0/24 connected on F0/0, and one more subnet F0/1, 12.1.1.0/24 F0/1. But what about this subnet?
Not connected.
Can any user from this subnet talk with this subnet? Any user in this subnet?
No,
Any user?
Prabhu, before you continue, I think you need to change the annotation. is connected 12.1.1.0. You've done it F01
Okay, here it is.
or
C,
12.
C. Sorry. My God. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, these two LAN cannot communicate. And inside the LAN, there are desktop, laptop, IoT devices, access point, right? Servers, printer, whatever end devices we have. So any of them can complain if there is no connectivity. You have to now add route in the routing table of router. And the process of adding route in the routing table of router is called routing. The process of adding route in the routing table of router means the process of adding networks or subnet in the routing table of router is routing. Based on this, router is going to forward the traffic. That's why sometimes we are saying routing is the process of forwarding traffic from one interface to another interface. That's true. But the actual meaning of routing, if you will say, Praful, what exactly routing mean? It mean adding routes. Doesn't matter how, static or dynamic through protocol. So routing can be done statically as well as dynamically. In statically, we know, manually we are going to run one command. That command is going to be IP route 192.168.2.0 submit mask 255.255.255.0 exit interface F0/1 and next hop IP address 12.1.2 or only exit interface. It will also work. This is static routing. Router is going to, as soon as you will run this command, router will make entry here, right? This is a static route, so it will donate with S 192.168.2.0/24 connected on fast Ethernet 0/1. This is a static route, but it's still connected. Okay, I will talk on this. But now you can see you have added the route. In dynamic, you will configure a process on both the router, and based on that process, both the routers are going to exchange routing table. See, this is the default routing table of R1, and what will be the default routing table of R2? See, 192.168.2.0/24 on F0/0 and one more entry 12.1.1.0/24 and F0/1. So you will configure a process like this. Process can be EIGRP, it can be RIP also, it can be OSPF, it can be BGP. Earlier IGP was also there, but nowadays we don't have that protocol, or ISIS. Any process out of this, and after that both routers are going to exchange routing table. Router 1 is going to give their routing table to router number 2. When router 2 will receive routing table of router 1, router 2 will see, oh, he is giving 12 network as well. But hey, here my 12 network is directly connected. No. I will not take from someone if the network is directly connected, right? Definitely I will prefer to directly connected. So router 2 is going to ignore it. And then it will check this one. Router will say, oh, this network is not in my routing table. Let me make entry. This is dynamic routing. Similarly, router 2 is also going to share their routing table to R1. R1 will not learn 12 network because R1 already have the best entry for 12 network, and this is not available, so it will learn. And instead of C, it is going to denote with their protocol. In EIGRP, it is going to be D. In OSPF, let me write here. In EIGRP, it can denote with D or DEX. EX means EIGRP external route. D means EIGRP internal route. In OSPF can denote with O, OIA, right? If you are the working professional, you must have seen these types of route in the router, because OSPF is most commonly used protocol. And in the routing table, you will see some route with C, some route with OIA, some route with O, and with this only you can identify the routing protocol. You don't need to run so IP protocol summary command or so IP protocol command. If you have learned the CCNA and CCNP properly, then by looking into this only you can understand this route is coming from which protocol, and in that protocol also which type of route it is, right? OSPF internal route or same area route will come with symbol O. Inter area route will come with symbol OSPF OI, sorry, OSPF inter area. This is intra area. Then you will have some route with E1, some route with E2, right? If you are the network engineer working in routing domain, you must have seen E1, E2 route as well. N1 route, N2 route. So these are the components of routing table which we are going to learn in upcoming classes. In BGP, again you will have route with B symbol, right? So that depends on protocol. Let's say I have configured OSPF, so O. Right, both are inter area route. And what happened? The routing table, the default routing table of R2. You have also understood one thing: if any directly connected network is present in the routing table of router, then it will not learn. Even if you will configure the static routing, it will not prefer that. Am I right?
Sorry, can you please repeat that?
Can anyone repeat?
I was like asking you the same question. Can you repeat it, please? Or if somebody can repeat it.
Can anyone repeat? If
You're the only choice, sir.
okay, if anyone want to repeat, then you can repeat, otherwise I am going to explain. If you want to try, if anyone have understood.
So you mentioned that like always prefer a static route first.
Not connected route first. Connected.
Connected route. Yeah.
Connected, then a static, and after that your dynamic routing protocols. And in the dynamic routing protocol we will see the preference, right? Which route will get higher preference. Let's suppose a router is learning same route with E and O, both same prefix. Two protocols are running between router 1 and router 2, and you will see many scenario where router will be learning same prefix with multiple routing table, multiple routing protocol. So it will prefer which one. Now I have said, I only told you that connected will be prefer over any route. Connected route will always get higher preference value. If you have configured the static routing, router will not use that to forward traffic.
So this is based on the AD value. Right?
No. That is between the same route, right? Between, if OSPF is only advertising same route with two paths, from two sides same route is coming. In that case, AD value between OSPF and EIGRP, which route should be best? That is based on AD value. Here I have not talked about AD value till now. Connected route will always have AD value 0. Connected route will always have AD value 0. I was talking actually about AD value only, that this is AD value. For connected route, AD value will be 0, so it will be on top priority in the routing table. And if router have route in the routing table, then we all know it will forward the traffic. And how it is going to forward the traffic? Remember the decapsulation and encapsulation process in packet forwarding on the router, and comparing destination IP address with routing table. That's it. Even you will not check the entire routing table every time here. Like, see, if this router need to forward traffic to 192.168.1.100, right? So if router will run this command, so IP route, maybe there will be lots of routes. So you can filter, or you can sometime during troubleshooting you will check other components of the subnet from where this IP address belong, or for a subnet only 192.168.1.0. For this subnet I want to check detail information, then you can open this in detail 1.0, or I can say 100. What it's saying, routing feature is not enabled on this device. So here routing table is not there. PC is not going to maintain routing table. If you will disable the routing feature, then device will not maintain routing table. Then you cannot perform. It cannot perform packet forwarding, right? It will never
Sir?
compare destination IP with routing table because it is not maintaining routing table. Yes. Go
Excuse
ahead.
me, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, come back. The address that you gave, it was not right.
No, it was right.
0, 0. Okay. Because you make 0, 0.
0 is 0
That's
only.
0, 0.
0 is 0 only.
Okay.
See
Okay,
here
okay.
also I am
I see.
running same command.
Okay.
Here you can see the output. This was my command, and rest all are the output. Here you can read the detailed information like two non-subnet is, one is local IP address and one is network ID. It's saying that two non-subnet matching this the network ID which you have defined, right? In the routing table there is two match. There is two match. One is here and one is here. Here how many bits are matching? All 32 bits. Here how many bits are matching? 24 bits.
24.
So we can check this. This subnet C means directly connected, is directly connected on fast Ethernet 1/0. And how you will identify the difference in this one, these two? One difference is /32. It is local. With /32, how many valid IP addresses are there? If I am using /32,
One.
only one IP address is there, Praful. What is valid or network ID, broadcast ID in /32? There is no broadcast. Or second one is here. So you can open any prefix in detail in the routing table, and later you will see other components as well for receive route. Let's suppose here I have configured a static route IP, and before that I have to configure IP on F0/0. No cert IP address 12.1.1 255.255.255.0 and IP route 192.168.2.0 255.255.255.0 exit interface F1/0 next hop IP 12.2. And if you will check the routing table, so IP route, you can see entry here, right? Two more thing is there, right? From the connected network, this is connected network and this is a static route. There are two more information. Anyone have idea about these two value, what it is?
AD.
One is
First
administrative.
one is AD value and second one is
Bandwidth.
second one is metric.
Metric.
AD value and metric both define the trustworthiness of route, right? This is what? This is one path. If you will look it carefully, then see this is one path, right? Router knows one path to reach in this network via this IP address 12.2, right? Reachable from this interface. Don't you think it is similar like the Google map and those kind of thing? Let's say on a road in four direction there is way, and a traffic controller who knows who should goes in which direction. This is one path. So metric and AD value both define the trustworthiness. If a router is receiving two network information from multiple ways, maybe through a static and dynamic, then router have to decide which one I will install in routing table, because a routing table is used to find the best path, not any path. routing table is used to check best path, not any path. Now let's suppose here is a user 192.168.1.1 sending traffic to 192.168.2.1 PC2. PC will send to their default gateway, router number 1, correct? Router 1 will perform decapsulation at layer 2, then at layer 3 it will check destination IP address and it will compare destination IP address with routing table. So IP route 192.168.2.1 and it will get to know, okay, this IP address is reachable through this subnet. There is one match in my routing table and you have seen only one match is there. Only one match. Sometime you will see two match as well. One match is there. And non-via static routing. Non-via static method. Distance value is 1, means AD value is 1. Metric is 0. And next hop IP address is 12.1.1.2. And this next hop is reachable via fast Ethernet 1/0. And here you can see the metric again and traffic share count also. Right, what it is, don't worry. So this is best route. Maybe router is learning same network through OSPF as well, EIGRP also. Right? So OSPF will have, it mean what? Higher AD value, not 1. Yes, exactly. So AD value define the trustworthiness. Based on AD value and metric, router is going to choose which route I need to install in routing table. And guys, if destination is matching in multiple subnet, let's suppose here I have configured one more routing, more route, IP route 192.168.1.0 255.255.255.128 F0/0 and 12.1.1.2. Now to a static route. Now if a router is going to check routing table like this. Now see here. Subnet in matching in. What happened? 0/exit
Where you
interface.
used 1.1 in
Exit interface
in
is
the
wrong.
command. No, you in the command you use 1.1. You should use
Okay.
2.1.
Say no to this first and then 2. So IP route this one. Now see how many matches are there? Only one. But let me show you the routing table. So IP route. Based on you, how many matches are there in the routing table? You are able to see 2. In one, 24 bits are matching and in one, 25 bits are matching. So router will always give preference during forwarding traffic to the entries where maximum network bits are matching. This is traffic forwarding, not routing table. This time if you are thinking router have installed same prefix in routing table profile twice. No. These are different subnet. If you know the subnetting, you can see both are different subnet. If I'm going to ping one IP address, let's suppose 192.168.1.200. Is this IP address matching in second subnet?
Yeah.
Not matching, brother. Network ID of this subnet is 2.0.
Sorry.
Broadcast
Yeah.
ID is
I thought, yeah.
127. Not matching. Right? So router will definitely use this route, not this one.
No, but your third octet is actually very wrong. It's 192.168.1.200. It's not even from 2.200 subnet.
2.200.
Yeah, then
2.100. Not matching na in this subnet, second subnet.
yeah,
Only matching in first subnet.
first subnet here.
So you also know which route router will select during forwarding traffic. Maybe destination IP address is matching in multiple subnets. Multiple paths are there. Multiple paths. Now imagine this path is coming from R3. Let's suppose R3 is also going to be with router number 1. So user from 192.168.2.129 to 2.254 will go towards R3, and user from 1.0 to 1.126 will go through router number, like via router towards router 2. Everything depends on routing. routing table where your router will forward the traffic. If router is not using the optimal path, best path, maybe user will get slowness. It is using longest path, that can be possible because of wrong routing. In a static routing, you know how to configure routing between two routers, but here you know the issue, there is no backup, right? If any link or router will goes down, connectivity goes down. So I will design network like this, even if I have two side. Let me erase these all thing, and here I'm going to make little correction how I will connect it. I will connect like this, right? And if these two are at different side, let's say one is in Mumbai, one is in India, both are connected through ISP, two service provider. So these can be service provider as well, means both the edge routers are connected with two service provider, right? That can be also the scenario, this scenario only. You can imagine these two are service provider router maybe, or between two sides my company router R3 and R4, like this. Now if any link or any router between R1 and R2 goes down, no problem. Even if there is WAN, if one ISP will goes down, no problem. There will be, only you need to configure the routing properly here. Proper failover. So tell me, in static routing, how you will configure a static routing? On router number 1, who will tell me the command? Right, let's suppose here I am using subnet 13.1.1.0. so IP address on this interface is, let me write directly, 13.1, here 13.3,
You can use metric.
here 23.3 and 23.2, 14.1, 14.4. The subnet between routers doesn't matter, these can be WAN as well. So 24.4 and 24.2. You can use any subnet between the router, right? That is even not my concern. Now my concern is to send this network information to router number 2 and introduce both path. Maybe one path as a best and another path as a backup, but I need to share this network information to R2. If I will configure a static routing, what is the issue? Tell me first how I will configure the static routing. On router number 1, what command you will run on R1?
IP route static.
IP route, no need to define a static, just tell me the subnet directly.
Destination IP.
Destination IP is, let's say, 192.168.2.0/24. Yes.
Yeah.
192.168.2.0/24.
13.1 exit interface.
Via 13.1.3.
Yeah.
Via 13.3 and exit interface. Okay. Now if R3 will goes down, then what will happen? Can router 1 reach to this subnet? If
No.
R3 will fail, or if
No.
this link will fail?
Another static
No.
route maybe.
Tell me how. Tell me the
Same
command.
thing. The problem is if you repeat the same command.
14.4.
192.168.2.0/24 and 14.4. What will happen when I will run this command, guys?
The traffic won't go through because both administrative distance would be same for static routes unless you specify one has a priority over the other. That's when the routing
So in
happens,
this case,
or else it will fail.
No, brother, no.
If
Yes.
it,
Router can forward the traffic.
yeah, it's maintaining for first request go for the first, the 13.3 and the second request go to the 14.4.
Anything else?
No failover.
Failover.
there is failover. If one fails, the other is gonna work anyway.
Maybe router 1 doesn't know which path to choose.
That's where because the administrative distance for static routes, the priority, I think it's
We can include metric
10,
something
10 or 5.
keyword.
The routing metric is 5 for static. So if there's both 5 for the same route, that's where the conflict would be.
Okay. Anything else I
Sir,
can do?
excuse me. What is the 34 that you have written
Hmm?
in the address?
Yeah, the 34 IP, where did you get it from?
Anything I can do here?
Ah, okay,
Number
okay.
one.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
See, I have configured two static route for same subnet. So IP, so run, let me show you running config. So run a section IP route. What I did here, you can see the same command is running twice. This is not same command. Let me correct it. Config T. No. To this. And then IP route.
Without using the no command, if the same command I'm running again in the correction, it will overlapping or
It will
it
add
will
all
not.
the route in routing table.
Okay.
Like in the running configuration, not in routing tables. Now let me show you the running configuration once again. Just wait, sir. Now see, both are same. F1/1 no? Yeah, F1/1. See, two entry are same. Two static route configuration are exactly same with different next hop, different exit interface. Here is the actual output. These two. And one more thing is added over here. This one. So forget about this is another subnet. This is not the same subnet, right? This is another, like you have configured one static route for another subnet. And for this, you can see two entry, exactly same, like you said here on router number 1. So let me show you the routing table. So IP route. If you want to filter, so IP route static. See what is happening here. Remember one thing, if there are two paths in the routing table, then router will use both. Whatever path are available in routing table, what I told you, routing table is not the path, it is best path. Whatever path are there, those all are best. Means router will definitely use to forward traffic. So load balancing is happening over here between router 1, like for this subnet destination on router number 1. Correct everyone? Clear? This is routing table and this is my configuration. So run section IP route. Just give me 1 minute. Till then look at these two tables.
So, excuse me.
Yes.
Is it the right way to do that?
Load balancing?
What you did?
No,
No, what you
just
did
I am
as a
asking you the
configuration.
configuration on router number 1. If I have multiple paths between source and destination, you said this way, right? Just run these two commands on router number
Yeah,
1.
somebody says that, yeah.
Right? So when I am doing this, router is performing load balance. Like if there are two paths in the routing table, you can see router have installed both in routing table. So if there are two paths, then definitely router will use load balancing. If 10 path means router is forwarding traffic from all the path. Why both path is installed in routing table? Because what I told you, router is going to use AD value and metric to identify the trustworthiness. If AD value and metric both are exactly same in multiple path, then router will install all path in the routing table. Understood?
Okay, so if we have the dynamic routing, then it will not choose that path. Only static it will choose.
In dynamic router also, maybe it will choose the both one. What I am saying, in dynamic routing also, maybe see the link are same, bandwidth of
No,
all the links are same.
for
So
the
from both the
same
side,
destination.
maybe AD value will be same, metric will be same. Then again router will install both path. Whenever router finds multiple paths, then router compare AD value and metric only to find best. If AD value and metric are same, it will install multiple path in their routing table. And if multiple paths are there in routing table, you know later router is going to copy it into SAF in the forwarding table. So it will copy routing table only, means both paths will be copied in the data plane. And router forward traffic based on data plane table only. Means router is going to forward traffic from both the path. Doesn't matter based on destination or based on source, how load balancing, per packet, per destination, you can control that on the router. But for us, important thing is if router has multiple paths in the routing table, then router will perform load balancing. It will use all the paths which are available in routing table to forward the IP packet. Later you will see which path are not best. Right now, whatever path we have configured, those are best only. But what I am saying, I don't want load balancing here on router number 1. I want to forward all the traffic via router number 3. So you will remove this one, correct? You will remove this one. Now see, there is only one path, that is best path. I want to forward all the traffic towards router number 3. Good, primary path. I want you to configure backup path. Now lower path should be the backup path. How you will configure static routing? How will you configure static routing?
Priority.
We change the increase the lower the AD value of lower path menu.
HSRP? Can we use HSRP?
See here. On router number 1, this is my configuration. In configuration, I have not configured any AD value or metric, those things, right? Those are on default. And in the routing table here, you can see 2 path and the AD value of both the path is exactly same. Metric is also same. So Praful, either you can change AD value or you can change metric to make backup. Now what I will do, I will copy this command, the second command, which is going toward this path. And I will say no. First, no to this command, remove this command, and after that, here AD value 10. Now you can see the running configuration. Again in the running configuration, 2 paths are there, but this time AD value is also there. And let me show you the routing table now. In the routing table, you can see show IP, route static. In the routing table, only one path is there. If this path will goes down, automatically router will install another path, because in the configuration you have seen, right, in the main table where all the routes best and not best, bad, where all the network informations are there, their path is available now, one path, right? That is not only in routing table, because there is best path for routing table, right? Better path than this path. So that's why router have not installed it. As soon as I will down this interface, let me show you again routing table, do show IP route static. If I will down this interface, this network is reachable through F0/1 interface F1/0, sorry. If I will say shut down, now this interface is down, and check routing table now. In the routing table now you can see automatically path is updated. Now AD value is 10 and traffic is going via another router via lower path, isn't it?
Yes.
This is what failover Praful for a static routing. This is what failover. If I have 2 ISP, one router.
So, Praful, this is failover for static routing, right?
Exactly.
This is floating static, right?
This is failover. Floating static routing. Yes. ISP, two ISP are there, ISP 1 and ISP 2. I ask you to configure failover between ISP 1 and ISP 2. Right, my requirement here, let's suppose this link bandwidth is, for an example, 100 Mbps. And this link bandwidth is, let's say, 2 Mbps for backup. Mbps. And on daughter number 1, I ask you to configure primary and standby scenario, like until unless ISP1 is available or not ISP1, right? You know how to track the ISP1 through SLA. But here I ask you, if this link is up, then traffic should go through ISP1. Otherwise, automatically router should fail over the traffic towards ISP2. If line protocol of this interface goes down or this interface is not up, right, there is no L2 connectivity between ISP router and my edge router, then start forwarding traffic towards router ISP number 2. So you will configure IP route like this only, IP, and here my subnet is 1.1.0, 2.2.2.0. So my IP route, static route is going to be like this. Static route 0.0.0/0/0 and via 1.1.2, and IP route 0.0.0/0 2.2.2.2 and AD value 10. What is this? This is AD value, right? So this, in the running configuration it will install both, and in the routing table it will only install best one. Routing
Yes.
table, router is going to install this one in the routing table because it has lower AD value. When you are not defining AD value, it is taking 1. Actually by default it is taking 1 here, right? So this route will be installed in routing, my god, routing table here like this. This default route is reachable via this IP address, and router 1 will be forwarding all the traffic towards ISP2. But here is a one issue, guys. Okay, let's suppose here I have configured route like this, IP route 192.168.2.0 255.255.255 or /24 in short, and 14.1.1.4 and AD value, let's say 2. Backup. Still there is one issue. What if this link will goes down? Can R1 understand that? Will R1 perform failover? If this is the ISP, then what?
No.
Between ISP, this ISP and my data center edge router, if there is any issue, right? Issue means, let's say any software upgradation work is going on, or device upgradation, physical hardware upgradation is going on, sometime maintenance, right? Software failure, hardware failure. There are a number of reasons, right? This is common. Service provider, many times service provider is going to dawn with notice. You will already have information that tomorrow night this site is going to be down, right? So you will be prepared with backup path. So in this case, if this link will goes down, route, then again this subnet and this subnet cannot talk, complete network down. So will you configure a static route here like this? Will you configure a static route here like this? If you are the network engineer, no. Is there any way to solve it in a static route? Yes, Praful, there is one way. You can configure IP SLA on router number 1 to track this IP address. But remember the SLA configuration. Is it easy? Or it will be sending ICMP traffic. Even you can configure in a small network, but it is possible in large network. When we have multiple path and over multiple path, multiple hops are there. We cannot track each and every hop from one router just for routing. You have so many good way, other option in the dynamic routing. Here a static routing failed. Right, through SLA you can do that, right? You can add SLA as well here in this route. In the second route, now your command is IP route, and this one, where is my command? This one, then matrix, sorry, AD value, and after that I can call track as well, track number 10. So until and unless track will be up, it will be using this IP address, but we never use it, right? We never track any IP address to configure routing. Whenever you have multiple path between source and destination, your static routing failed. If user is going to complain that I'm not able to talk, you will start verifying the issue. You will ping this destination subnet from router number 1, you will see there is no reachability. Then you will ping this interface IP address, you will see no reachability. Then you will ping this interface IP address, you will see no reachability. You will understand, okay, issue is from here to R1. Then you will identify that, okay, this link is done. After that, you have to change the static route here. You have to remove this route, or here only you have to change the next hop IP address manually. Is it possible to do changing in the static route again and again on the router? Not possible, sir. We are on the cloud virtualization, SDN. Who will be responsible for this, right? Even you can configure the automation here on router number 1, that bro, keep tracking, keep monitoring, but we will not do that in routing, right? Here we will configure, guys, dynamic routing. And this is the biggest issue of static routing. Another issue is like in large network, adding route manually stuff, like when you have, let's suppose 5,000 network. Anyone knows how many routes are present in the routing table of global router on internet in the present day? Just search it on the internet, the routing table size of global router on the internet. Check once, please.
Yeah, 1.3 million.
1.3 million routes in the routing table, right? On many routers on service, on the ISP, you know how many routers are there. These are number of prefixes in the routing table of many routers. In a small service provider also lots of prefix, even in your enterprises, lots of routes will be there. This is the reason why I told you routing is the most important module, and even it is very important to learn properly. Many times you have to troubleshoot it. So you should have idea why we are not using a static route here, and in the dynamic route we will see how this thing is going to work, how automatic failover will work. Done, guys?
Sir, here like the static route, we can change the AD value for the backup path. Is it possible for the dynamic routing protocols also to
Yes,
change
yes,
the AD
definitely,
value?
definitely.
For,
All the
okay.
dynamic routing protocol will be using default AD value, but if you want to change, you can do that, right? If you want to prefer RIP or OSPF, you can do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anyone have any question here?
So we can also differentiate based on the traffic, right? For TCP, use this link, and UDP and other
Correct,
voice.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. If I will ask you one very simple question, let's suppose what I want. Let me tell me a static route configuration only. After that, we'll move further. Because first I want to see you guys have understood the static route or not. Here is a PC whose IP address is, here is also PC whose IP address is 1.
One quick question. Yesterday you mentioned that we use port number and next hop IP address. What were those two reasons? Can you please
What we are
repeat
using?
that? What's the two reason to use uh, exit interface and the IP address in static route? You mentioned there are two reasons for
I will
that.
tell you that. Oh, wait. I will tell
So
you that.
Praful, the syntax for static routing is destination and the next hop, right?
Yes. Sir, my requirement is what I want when this user PC1 is pinging to PC2, ICMP request traffic should go via router number 3, and same ICMP reply for same ICMP packet should come via router number 4. How many of you can configure a static routing here in that way? Like all the traffic from asymmetric routing, right? Traffic from this subnet to this subnet should go via router number 3, and traffic from this subnet to this subnet should go via router number 4, right? Because when I will ping, traffic will go from this subnet to this subnet only. When this PC will reply, traffic will come from this subnet to this subnet only. And that's why in interview is asking this question, right? How to configure static routing here so that my ICMP request will go via router number 3 and reply will come via router number 4. It means for this to this, path should be different, right? How many of you can configure static routing? It's simple only.
Yes, sir. I can.
Tell me on router number 3 how you will do that. IP
Okay.
route.
If someone already raised the hand, go ahead, please.
Tell me on R3.
Did someone already raise the hand?
Okay. Please say.
Yeah, okay. So on router 1, we're gonna define the static routing for prefix 2.0.
Tell me the routing on router number 3 directly. Router 3, R3. On router number 3, how you will configure routing?
Yeah.
IP route.
IP route. Let's do 192.168.2.0. Exit interface, whatever that interface is, slash.
Okay, let's say next hop IP address only.
And next hop 23.2, and then also the IP route for the subnet 192.168.1.
Okay.
And next hop is 13.1.
Great. And AD value
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
AD value 10. This will be my static route on router number 3. And on router number 4?
Router number 4, we will have IP route 192.168.2.0. Next hop 24.2.
Okay.
Okay, and then IP route 192.168.1.0, and next hop 14.1.
That's it. It will perform load balancing, sir. It will install both.
You don't put 10? Is that
No,
Where?
sir, but
Where I will put
80?
10? Wait, bro,
sir, here I have to note that
1
the
minute,
prefix is
Basudev.
No, sir. It will not load balance. We only have one entry for
Just
each
I have
route,
shown you.
for
It
each
will install
prefix.
both. No. Okay, for both.
the network is different, sir.
Sorry, it will have only one entry because these are two different prefixes.
Okay. 2.0 is going to be this, and 1.0 is going to be this. Here also.
Yes, sir. Here also the same. The values.
Yeah, we
will
don't
be-
need AD.
Sorry.
We don't
No,
need
no.
AD.
Now, if I want here load balancing also, like failover also, then I have to configure one more route. What is happening? What I want, like what I told you, request of ICMP from PC1 to PC2 should go via router number 3, and I am adding one more line. If R3 is not available, then request and reply all should go via router number 4. In that case, you have to add backup path. Okay, good, great. Here you have configured routing properly on router 3 and router number 4. And on router number 1, I will forward traffic for this subnet via R3. And on router number 2, I will forward traffic in this subnet via router number 4. So this will be the static route configuration. Now you guys know the static routing, right? And this way in static routing, you can control the path.
Oh, sorry, sir. I have a doubt actually.
Go ahead.
Sir, you asked for the requirement, the asymmetric routing, right? The reply goes to the the request go through the L3, R2, R3, and reply come to the R4 through the right. So in this configuration, it will not achieving. This is you're maintaining the symmetric routing actually. So we need to configure
No,
the
this is going to be
R1 and
asymmetric. No, this is going to be asymmetric because
No,
on
no.
router 2,
This
we
is
only
symmetric
have
only
we
for
only have
router.
router 4.
If you will talk about routing between router, then it is symmetric routing only. But if I will talk about ICMP packet, then it is following a symmetric path.
so how sir means
It means whenever your request go from another path and reply come from another path, we call that it is using a symmetric path. What we
that I
call?
understand, sir. But if the suppose the 192.168.1.0 replying to the 192.168.2, right? The pinging. So the first is go to the R3 to R2, and the reply message packet is come from the R4 or R3. Is this
R4, R4.
configuration?
Here that depends on your routing configuration on router
Yeah,
number
it's
2.
depend.
Here
No,
you
no,
will
sir. It's
configure
depend on the in the R2 routing table is depend. For the behaving that
here definitely
matrix
you
as
will
well.
configure routing. Here you will configure routing like this on router number 2, static routing. I told you on router number 2 via router 4 for this subnet, and router number 1 via R3 for this subnet. So what will happen? Router 2 will compare destination IP address 192.168.1.1 with the routing table. It will find this route in routing table. It will forward traffic to router number 4, 24/4, 24.4. So that's why I'm saying asymmetric.
So what if we don't have access to R2, R3, R4, only R1?
It is happening like this traffic.
Yes, sir. That in that point, it will come. So the main point is that we need to configure the main routing. Routing this and come to the R2 if we need to achieve this asymmetric path, because R3 and R4 only for the transport here.
Yes, on
So,
R1 and R2.
Yeah, the main configuration we need to configure in R1 and R2 for the asymmetric or symmetric routing.
Great, great.
Yes, that's correct.
Absolutely. That's I want you to understand. On router 1 and router 2 only, I need to configure routing to forward the traffic from which path, like via router 3 or via router number 4. With the help of exit interface and next hop, we can control on the path. This is path control.
Raful,
Go ahead.
so in the router 2 also we need to have one more route, right? It should go through R3
If
also,
you
right?
want load
As a backup
balancing,
path.
sorry, not load balancing, failover, then
Failover, yeah.
via, yes, then there will be one more path via router number 3 with higher.
With a higher AD value.
Correct, correct, absolutely true, absolutely. And if I want load balancing, then with same AD value via router number 3 also. Right, so here we can achieve load balancing as well between these two subnet, and we can configure both path, like we can utilize both path to talk with PC2 from PC1. And if any path will goes down, then you can configure failover as well with higher AD value. On router number 1, my command will be 192.168.2.0/24 and 13.3. But if R3 or any link on the upper path goes down, it will not work. So IP route 192.168.2.0/24 and 14.4, AD value 10. Can we also set the matrix, change the matrix here in a static route? See track, if I will put question mark here. What is this? This is AD value is 8 bits decimal number represented in decimal. So range will be 1 to 255 of AD value. Here we can see a tag, we can add the tag. Later you will understand why we need to add the tag as well. Like if you need to configure, let's say, quality of service only for any prefix, then you can add tag with some special prefix, and based on that tag you can configure QS, or you can apply any security policy.
Sir, here we are assigning the AD, increasing the AD value or the metric value.
AD value,
here.
AD value.
But okay, so the distance metric for this route, that's why I asking. This is a metric.
Distance means AD value.
Okay, so do we go for a metric? We can change the metric here also for the static route.
Same I am asking you. That is the question.
Okay.
Can I add metric? Configure higher metric value with a static route.
I don't know, sir, actually.
For a static routing, you can't add metric. You can't change metric. See, now understand the difference between AD value and metric, because both are to identify the trustworthiness of path. Then why two? Why not single? Anyone knows the difference between AD value and metric?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
AD value is considered between the different routing protocols, and metric is considered within the same routing protocol.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Metric based on the hop count or bandwidth, the interface.
Okay. See, metric is used to perform path manipulation or to control the path within the routing domain. Now, Praful, what is routing domain? Routing domain means all the routing policies. In the dynamic routing, you will learn the routing policies, right? Don't worry. Like you must have heard about route map. To route map, we can change the next hop IP address. That is one kind of routing policy. That is when routing, all the routing policy is same. That calls one routing domain, same routing domain. Within the same routing domain, if you want to perform path manipulation, control path, you will use metric. Let's suppose within the OSPF, here I am running OSPF routing protocol. In this case, router 1 will learn this network through OSPF only, but from two neighbor, from router number 3 also, from router number 4 also. Here I will use metric to configure primary and secondary. But let's suppose here I am running OSPF and here I am running EIGRP. So OSPF has different parameter, different formulas to calculate best path, and EIGRP has different algorithm, different parameters, different formula to calculate best path. So between the routing domain, how you will control route? AD value. AD value is used to control path between the routing domain. Within the routing domain, metric. But in static routing, when we are configuring multiple static routing, in static routing, sir, you are defining the policy. It is not using any parameter, any formula to calculate the best path. Only you are telling about best path. Router is not deciding anything. If you want to forward traffic to router number 3 for this subnet, it will forward, right? You can set the next hop. If you want to forward via router number 4, it will set. You have to set whatever you will configure. Based on this, router will take decision. In dynamic routing protocols, it will take decision by using some formulas. It will use some formulas to find metric and AD value. Then it will compare, and based on that, it will select the best path. So in a static routing, we have only AD value to prefer any path over another. Now if I will talk about the static routing, I already told you the meaning of routing. Routing means adding routes in the routing table of router or adding path in the routing table of router. And if we are doing it manually, that is called static routing. And there are three ways to configure a static routing. One is static routing using exit interface. So command is going to be IP route 192.168.2.0.255.255.255.0, and let's say fast Ethernet 0/0 exit interface, right? What is the issue here is, see, when I am configuring routing like this, let me delete this PC first. Delete it. See, if I will configure routing like this on router number 2, first I am going to remove all the static route configuration. No or do so run section static, or not a static, sorry, IP route. No to this. What we have seen during forwarding packet, router is going to check network bits, right? That is the entry where maximum number of network bits is matching will always get preference to forward the traffic. Now I don't have any static route configuration here. I'm going to configure a static route for destination IP route 192.168.2.0.255.255.255.0, and I'm saying exit interface F0/0. That's it, nothing else. See, first of all, how router have learned this network in routing table. So IP route, what it's saying, this is a static route 192.168.2.0/24 is directly connected on fast Ethernet 0/0. Is it true?
No.
Is this network directly connected? No. Now, if this user is going to generate traffic for, let's say, 192.168.2.1 PC1 with 1.1, it will forward traffic to their gateway. Before gateway, it will resolve MAC address of default gateway, then it will forward to router number 1. Now router 1 is going to compare destination with routing table. Destination IP address will match in this path, this route. And what router is saying, this route is directly connected on fast Ethernet 0/0. Router will check ARP table. So IP ARP, is MAC address available for this destination IP address? Is MAC address available in the ARP table for destination IP? Because if the network is directly connected, then ARP should be in ARP table, like MAC address should be in the ARP table. Directly connected network means what? Same network. Me and destination both are in same network. ARP is not there. Router will directly generate ARP request for target IP 192.168.1.2.1. Here is the issue. Why it have generated ARP? Because this network is directly connected. Router has made entry in the routing table incorrectly. This is because of your way of configuring a static routing. This is very old method, very old method. What is the issue? But there is some learning, right? I am telling you that. What is the issue of if router number 1 is going to generate ARP request for this IP address, R1 can never resolve ARP, never and ever, because ARP is broadcast. It will forward to router number 2. Router 2 will drop it. Router 2 will not forward from F1/0, isn't it? Router break broadcast domain. The destination, actually destination and router 1 both are in different subnet. Router should not generate ARP for destination. Router should make entry like this, that this network is reachable via 12.2, right? Means gateway is 12.2. Now gateway information is not there for this network. It's saying directly connected. So can PC1 ping? Can PC1 ping to PC2? Tell me.
Sir, if proxy RP is enabled in that case, can
very good. 192.168.2.254.255.255.255.0 exit and IP route 192.168.1.0.255.255.255.0 exit interface F0/0 interface F0/0 no IP proxy ARP, and go to router 1, and here also interface F0/0 no IP proxy ARP, and go to PC1 and ping PC2. PC2 IP is 192.168.2.1/24, and 192.168.2.254 is the gateway. What happened, guys?
IP route is missing.
On PC, okay, this is not actually
No,
PC,
it's
this
the
is
router. It's the
this is
router.
router. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
in the syntax
It was my mistake. No
route.
IP routing and interface F0/0 IP address 192.168.2.2.1.255.255.255.0 no shutdown and IP default gateway 192.168.2.254 correct. Go to PC1 and ping 192.168.2.1. Ping is not working. On router number 1, how you can troubleshoot it? So IP ARP. How you will troubleshoot? PC1 is not able to ping. Let me ping 12.1 once. 12.1 should be reachable. Here is some issue. Let me check, guys. Wait. So IP interface brief. This interface is interface F1/0. No sir. This interface was down. Now go to PC1 and ping. Ping is not working. Router 1. So IP ARP. What it's saying? Ping working. Ping working. And see the MAC address of destination device. Is MAC address of destination device there? 192.168.2.254. I have pinged to which IP? 12.1. This one. Sorry. See, ping is not working. Ping is not working. And why ping is not working? Because here you can see router is trying to resolve the MAC address of this IP address, but the status is
Incomplete.
why? Because R1 is not able to resolve the MAC address of destination device. R1 is trying to resolve MAC address of destination device. So this is the issue of a static route by using
Exit interface.
exit interface. Now there is proxy ARP. What is proxy ARP? Let me tell you, guys. Proxy ARP feature was developed for to avoid one issue. Let me tell you what issue. Issue is earlier mostly we were configuring a static IP address on the client machine, and whenever human configure IP address on the client machine, there is chance of human error. Accepted? If you are going to configure IP address on lots of devices, lots of PC, there is chance of error, right? You can configure wrong subnet mask somewhere. So this proxy ARP feature was developed, designed to solve this issue. Like let's suppose engineer admin is configuring IP address manually. IP over here is 10.1.1/24. Gateway is 10.1.1.1 254. On PC2 it has configured IP 10.1.2. Gateway 10.1.254. And on PC number 3 by mistaken, here I have not mentioned the slash value. It has used default. Sorry yaar. Keyboard is not working properly today. Okay, and by mistaken here admin has used the default subnet mask 10.1.3/8, the default one, and gateway is 192.1 10.1.254, the same. By mistaken here you have configured wrong subnet mask CIDR value, the default CIDR value. In the packet tracer, if you will configure IP and if you will go to auto subnet mask, it will always use subnet mask from the default class. Based on class, it will use subnet mask automatically. Right? In many software, you will find that in many application, you will find that default subnet mask can be automatically configured, right? Like in packet tracer also, if I will show you in the PC, let's suppose here I am configuring IP manually. So if I will say 10.1.1.1.1 and tab, so see, this is default subnet mask. It has automatically taken, right? So some applications are capable to take subnet mask automatically with the help of class. By mistaken here, just imagine that subnet mask is incorrect. We have configured, or this PC is using incorrect subnet mask /8 instead of /24. This network is connected with a gateway, router, and there is one server, let's suppose, connected on or in any another subnet. In any another subnet, there is a server somewhere which is reachable from your gateway, right? Whose IP address is 10.1.2.1/24 and gateway IP address is 10.1.2.254. Got it? Server, right? Default gateway IP 10.1. Okay, and here 10.1.2.2.254. Tell me, can PC1 ping to server? Can PC1 ping to server?
No.
Yes, sir.
Definitely yes, right? Because what will happen if I will ping server from PC number 1? It will check destination is in same subnet or different subnet. For that, it will use their subnet mask and it will find the network ID of destination device. Network ID is going to be 10.1.2.0. Network ID is different. That means destination is in different subnet. PC will generate ARP request for default gateway. But when I will ping server from PC number 3, it is going to find network ID of destination IP address and network ID is going to be 10.0.0.0 because it will use their own subnet mask. And based on PC number 3 IP address and subnet mask, destination server is in same network, isn't it? Destination device is in same subnet. So PC3 will directly generate R4 destination device and here ping will not work. This was the issue, and to avoid this issue, we have developed proxy ARP feature. If you will enable proxy ARP on this interface, IP proxy ARP, then what will happen? You know the meaning of proxy. Proxy means instead of someone else is replying or sharing something, like instead of you, your friend is saying present in the class, right? Doing proxy. That is the meaning of proxy. When proxy ARP feature is enabled on this router, and then if router is going to receive any ARP request message for any destination IP address, router will check, is that destination IP address reachable from me? If yes, then okay, no problem. I know server is in different subnet. I can forward the traffic to server. Let me do one thing. Let me share my MAC address instead of MAC address of server. So let's suppose here MAC address is A, here MAC address is B, here MAC address is C, here MAC address is D, here MAC address is E, here MAC address is F. Example, right? So what will happen when PC1 is going to send traffic to the server? It will use destination MAC D. Always destination MAC will be D. Source MAC A, destination MAC D. Right? It will resolve MAC address of default gateway, which is 192.168.1.254. MAC address D. It has resolved this. PC2 is similarly going to resolve MAC address of default gateway to send traffic in different subnet. But here PC3 is thinking destination is in same subnet. It will generate ARP, and router is going to generate ARP reply behalf of this server. In the ARP reply, it will share their own MAC address for the MAC address of destination IP address. So PC3 is going to learn MAC address of this IP address 10.1.2.1 MAC address D. This is MAC address table of, here I am saying 192. My God, today what is happening? 10.1.2.254 MAC address D. Sorry, a server 10.1.2.1 MAC address D. Right, so router has replied to the ARP request message for PC number 3. First router will check, am I reachable from the destination? If yes, then I will share my on MAC address. Same thing is happening by default. Proxy ARP feature is enable on the router interface. If you enable proxy ARP, then ping will work. Now here you can see on the router number 1, MAC address is incomplete. If I am going to enable proxy ARP, interface F0/0 IP proxy ARP, and on router number 2 also IP proxy ARP, and then if I will ping from PC2 to PC1, what is the issue now? It is also saying directly connected because on both router I have configured same IP proxy, then ping. Why ping is not working now? Ping should work. So IP route, check the static route 2.0/24 directly connected on fast Ethernet 0/0 ping 12.1.1.2. See how I am troubleshooting again. I am using ping. Okay, 12.2 is reachable. Ping 192.168.2.1 from router destination is reachable. Then from PC, why it is not reachable? It should be also reachable. Now you can see it is reachable. It's not taking time. And if you will check ARP table of R1, so IP ARP, then you can see MAC address of this IP address is now what? This one. And see the MAC address of 12.2. MAC address of 12.2 and this destination IP address. Not both are same.
Yes.
Right, so if you will configure a static route by using next hop IP address, then proxy ARP will be happening. There will be some duplicate entry in the ARP table. If you want to avoid it, you can, there is another way to configure a static routing where I was writing here. This is first option, issue proxy ARP must be enabled on the router. See, on the router it is by default enable, but what I told you, firewall can also perform routing, load balancer can also perform routing, multi-layer switch can also perform routing. If you have configured a static routing through exit interface and any device, on any device, if proxy ARP is not enabled, then ping will not work. So the second option is a static route using next hop IP address. You all know the next hop IP address gateway. Command is going to be IP route 192.168.2.0 submit mask 255.255.255.0 and next hop IP 12.1.1.2. Let me configure routing like this on router. Config T, say no to this command, and now instead of this exit interface I am saying 12.1.1.2. Now see the output. So IP route, in the routing table for a static routing you can see entry. Now this destination is reachable via this IP address. Now exit interface information is not there, right? Now exit interface information. So can router forward traffic? No, router need exit interface. So if this PC1 is going to ping PC2, traffic will reach to router. Router is going to run this command first, so IP route. After that it will run another command, so IP route 12.1.1.2. Then it will find exit interface and then it will forward traffic. So router is checking the routing table twice. Whenever router checks the routing table more than once to forward the traffic, that is called recursive lookup. Whenever router checks their routing table to forward traffic more than once. That is called recursive lookup, right? If router is checking routing table, it is using their CPU, right? So this is also issue, right? Router will use more CPU. If there are 100 router between source and destination, there will be slowness. All the router will be checking routing table twice. Another way to configure static routing is static routing using exit interface and next hop IP address. This is the third way, and command is IP route 192.168.2.0 next exit interface is of 0/0, next of IP is 12.1.2, and this is the best way. On router 1, I'm going to remove this command and let me say IP route, and after that exit interface of 0/0 and then next of IP, and now see the routing table. So IP route, now good. Network, then reachable via gateway, right? Not directly connected this time, and exit interface fast Ethernet, right? So all the information which are required to forward the traffic are present in the routing table. But what is the disadvantage of a static route? Failover. In case of multiple path, it will not work. It will not work properly. Okay, this was your static route. Tomorrow we'll start dynamic routing. If anyone have any question in a static route, right? So till now in the routing, what we have understood, routing is process of adding route in the routing table of router, and there are two ways, static and dynamic. We have understood a static, right? Everything is static. Now we'll see the dynamic routing. Yes, everyone.
Yes, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Before you had the draw, you just came out from the screen. Yeah, because I want to show you, because I answered no, because I had a problem with the same issue.
Okay, where? In the paint or DNS3?
I think with the drawing, I think you had one PC, one switch, and one router, and one server, I think.
Here.
Yeah, that's why. That's one. You asked us if from PC1 you can ping server 1. I said no, because if you don't configure here, even I configured with the IP, static routing, and I couldn't ping. It doesn't work. What was the issue? Did I make some mistake?
Proxy R?
No, I didn't use the proxy, but I just configured statically.
From PC3. You have seen that?
No, it was not about submask. It was not the problem on submasking.
Okay, here subnet
with PC3 you have some submask problem, but with the same 24/24, I had one PC in one side. I have a router in the other side. I had another PC.
Ping was not working.
Yeah.
So
what is the issue? Even if I
number of issue, no brother. Maybe on the switch there is issue. Maybe routing issue.
No, I hadn't switch. I just tried with
Maybe
packet trace
the
route.
PC connected
One,
with the router, right? That cable is faulty.
yeah, I connected the router directly to the PC.
Yeah,
Two
so maybe this
PCs
cable
in the
is not
same router.
good. Maybe this cable is not good. There can be any issue now. If PC is not able
No,
to
no,
ping any server, there are lots of things. If PC is
okay.
connected with router and router from the PC are not able to ping server, so I cannot say what will be the
Ping
issue, what can be the
another
issue.
PC. Excuse me.
I cannot say what can be the issue, right? There are lots of
Okay.
chances. We have to troubleshoot everything.
So my question is, if I configure the router with IP route,
Here routing is not
static
required in this case.
okay. So okay, I will try again and I will tell
They're
you.
directly connected.
Yeah, both are directly
Yeah,
connected. Here
direct
routing is
connection
not required.
with different subnet.
No, doesn't matter. So router will already have both network information in the routing table. No?
Yeah.
So routing, we configure routing for undirectly connected network, for unknown network, which are known for routers, not for directly connected networks.
Okay. It can confirm me. Okay. Because I was in doubt if I did a mistake.
You can check and show me the scenario tomorrow properly. Then I will
Okay.
see.
Okay.
If there will be something regarding routing, then definitely I will tell you. But if two devices are directly connected with router, there is no routing. No need to configure any routing.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Anything else? Any other question? Anybody?
Sure. This is it. Thank you. This was a good class, very good concept, and nobody teaches this concept.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I learned a lot of new concepts, even though it's basic, but still.
Yeah, these are the important to learn the advanced routing.
It is your foundation, and nobody teaches this.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a request
Thank you, sir.
actually.
So we are lucky.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Praful, not regarding to the static route, but for the trace route, like when we add trace route to the destination, and you see the hop count IPs, right? So what are the IPs that comes exactly? Is it the router IP or the interface IP?
Router has IP on interface only.
Hmm. No, sometimes we configure loopback as well, right? Like loopback. I mean, what exact IP is that when
The
we get
next hop
in the
IP.
trace? Okay, okay, from that router to the next router.
Correct. Next hop means from PC number 1. For PC 1, who is the next hop? This interface, right?
Mm.
On router
Okay.
number 1, who is the next hop? This interface,
Okay.
right? On router
Okay.
number 2, who is the next hop? PC2. So next hop will be the IP address.
Okay. So the next stop is what we get in the trace route. The IP.
Correct.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. Got it. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes. Anything else?
Sir, I have one request. So, is it possible to uh, discuss a packet flow from the end user to the router, not a router, the end user in a VLAN, the LAN to WAN, and how the packet will flow, the what is the structure and the changing. So, can we discuss
LAN to
tomorrow?
WAN.
Yeah, LAN to WAN means just like you draw a proxy route diagram, right? So
Is it true, guys? Is it the right time to talk packet flow of on the WAN?
There is a lot of videos on your channel for packet flow.
No, but you guys will not understand a packet flow over VPN. How many of you know the VPN?
no, sir, not regarding the VPN, not now. I'm just asking that suppose can you just show once the paint if it open or not? Can you share once? Or should I share you the diagram? Yeah. So I just asking that suppose there is a PC one and switch there is a VLAN coming communication and it's go to the R1 Then there's go to the R2. Then there's another switch and the different VLAN and the PCs. So what is the whole scenario of the traffic flow?
I'm
That
expecting you guys already know that.
the
Like if
whole
there is a
scenario will.
PC, let's suppose,
Mhm.
and here is a switch. This PC is in VLAN 10. Okay, here is a router 1, router 2, router 3, another switch, PC, right? This PC is in same VLAN or different VLAN? In which VLAN you want to keep it?
Different, sir.
Okay, let's say in VLAN 20. Okay, these links are trunk. So I am expecting if PC1 is going to ping PC2, which is let's say 20.1.1.1, I'm expecting you already know the packet flow here, end-to-end packet flow, this PC to this PC, on switch as well as on the router. We have already explained that, brother, step by step, everything. Anyone don't know packet flow between these two PC? I don't think, Basudev. Everyone knows proper packet flow between these two PC end to end, everything on the switch as well as on the router. If you have doubt, you can check packet flow once and then you can ask question in the class.
Okay, then I go for it. Okay.
It is already covered, everything, all packet flow here.
No, we do the packet for the segment by segment. That's fine. So I just for the revise purpose, I just ask for the whole scenario. Means we are now discussing the routing switch
Do
routing
one thing
also.
here, what you
Yeah.
can do, you can imagine like I am pinging from here to here and check from the ARP and check all the process on switch router. If you will stuck somewhere, then you can ask that in the class.
Yeah, that's fine, sir. Okay.
Right? That will be easy one.
Yes, sir.
Lots of process are there, na?
Yeah, yeah. For the basic ones, that's I asking. Okay, that's fine. I just go for it, and if there is doubt,
Yes,
and
yes.
I go for
And
it.
it should be very clear, right? Then it's because we are here in the routing, right? We are exchanging. Now we are working on router to exchange the routes.
Yeah, that's why because we are going towards the advanced level, so that's why the
Exactly,
packet
exactly.
flow is very important.
And why you have not checked till now this kind of packet flow? Keep checking packet flow. If you, when you will check the packet flow, then only you can understand or troubleshoot the issues. Packet flow is very important. Whenever I am covering the protocol, let's say I have covered the VLAN, must check packet flow for VLAN and trunking. Whatever protocols or concept are connected to VLAN, right? Include that in your packet flow. When I am teaching routing, check the packet flow, combine them together. When we will discuss the OSPF, again check packet flow. Even for the protocols also, for OSPF, what will be the packet flow? Like we know in STP, all the switches are going to generate BPDU. They generate BPDU after every, that is packet flow of STP, right? So keep in mind the packet flow of protocols as well as protocol packet flow between end users. Our VLAN, our trunk, our router, our switch, right? Not on firewall, leave it on firewall for now, but on router
Yes,
and switch at least.
yes, sir. I look at internet and come for it. Okay.
Correct, correct. Anything else, guys? Anything? Any question on static route?
I have one doubt actually.
Go ahead.
In production system, which scenario we use the static routes?
In many scenario, right? A static route has a number of benefits. Number one, it is not going to use your CPU like OSPF. OSPF is a process. We are running one process extra protocol on the router for routing. A static route, no using any CPU for routing, right? Manually we are adding the route, we are controlling. But in a small network, when I have two routers like this or two side like this, definitely I will configure a static routing. If there is multiple path, then a static route is going to be complicated, right? Monitoring and changing the routing table manually is going to be completed. So dynamic routing, and in most of the cases in the enterprises you will have backup path. Yesterday also I told you all the businesses are dependent on network should be always available, so there will be redundancy, right? So in the production you will be configuring dynamic routing only, a static routing not a static routing. But in the small site, somewhere few devices are there, few routers are there, and there is no failover, then static route. For default route on the edge router, static route, right?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, this is Mayur.
Hmm.
Sir, before you go, can we just hang for a couple of minutes? I have a few questions about different topic.
Okay.
Just couple more minutes after everybody goes.
Okay, tell me on what is the topic.
It's about SD-WAN.
Okay, please ask, no problem, you can ask here as well.
Okay, so I'm requesting to get into that batch. Could you please add me to that group so I can attend those classes also, please?
Which class?
The SD-WAN new batch that we started.
But I think you have already learned the onboarding and template policy configuration. So maybe it will be required at the end when I will move from the policy. Like when I will configure different types of policy. I don't think
Sir, how would I know that at which phase are you
I
at?
will
You
let
know,
you know. No,
I don't.
I know what you know very well.
Okay, correct, sir. Correct, sir. See, there's also one more thing. We did centralized policy. Didn't got a chance to finish the localized one.
See,
And
I know, Mayur, I know
yes,
very
sir.
well what you know, right? What you have learned and what you have did.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
whenever I will feel yes, now Mayur need to learn this. Maybe he have not learned, right? Because what I know about you is you still control policies very well. You are comfortable in all the control policies.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, maybe you have not configured direct internet access. Maybe you have
No.
not configured application aware routing properly. Even I have covered in the class, but I have not seen that you have performed the lab, right? So before
Which one, sir? Which one?
application aware routing, maybe you have configured, but
Yes, I have done that, sir. I
yeah,
have done
you
that
have
too.
done that. But
Yes, sir.
before application aware routing only, I will add you in the batch.
Let's do that. Okay, sir. Because see,
100%.
when I'm going through, sorry, sir, when I'm looking into the syllabus that we have, there are some few bits and pieces are missing. Like, VRRP, I don't think we have covered that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, okay?
Correct. If you want to configure VRRP now, before I start in that class, then just search on my YouTube channel VRRP and see there is only configuration. You already know what is VRRP. You need what?
Mm-hmm.
Just one click in the template. And
Yes,
you
sir.
need to watch
Yes, sir.
1 or 2 minute video on my channel only. Just search VRRP SD-WAN PM networking.
Let's
You will.
do that. Okay, I can go
If
through your
you want to
syllabus.
do
Let me.
before, otherwise,
Mhm.
when I will teach VRRP, definitely I will call you there as well.
Okay, sir. Then please think about module 4, sir, in policies, not necessarily first eight points, but IPS, URL filtering, AMP, SSL, TLS, proxy, trustsec, and all those. I would love to glance through
Yeah.
those
After
topics.
control policy only, I will add you.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Praful,
Yes. Go ahead.
Praful. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that your FortiGate firewall videos.
FortiGate firewall videos till day
Yes.
27. It's uploaded on channel.
Now, the last time I told you that my country is not eligible for joining your membership.
So for what you are
But
waiting for? For the batch, FortiGate batch.
oh, okay, you wanted to conduct another training for that.
Yeah, FortiGate is different course.
Or it's a different course.
Yes, exactly. If you want to get that, you have to purchase either recording or live class at again same website pmrigging.in.
So if I want to purchase the recording,
recording. Yeah,
recording.
you can purchase on the website. You will get all the recording. And if you can like watch on the YouTube, then just pay 89. I think almost all the videos are available on channel as well, on the YouTube channel. If you can do it through tools like, let me stop the recording.